Hey you, I want to give you a message today. There is no time to waste. There is no time to hesitate. And if you are hearing this right now, it's because God has been trying to send you a message. God has been using your intuition to make you take action on something, and you have been postponing, procrastinating, you have been rejecting the opportunities that have been coming your way. Do you think that God doesn't know what's best for you? So why aren't you taking those chances, those opportunities, as uncomfortable as you think that they are? There is a reason why God is putting those things in your life. There is a reason why you have been given these opportunities. So why don't you stop making excuses and just go with it? Let me tell you something. I remember when I thought that I had all the time in the world. You know, I'm young, so I thought I have all the time in the world to do all the things that I want to do, and death is very, very, very far away from me, years ahead of me. Hello, right? I was wrong. I was tremendously wrong and underestimating the power of God and my own power. So what happened is that God gave me an experience that changed my perception on the fragility of life forever and pushed me to the point that I started taking uncomfortable actions because God told me, you cannot wait to be perfect to get started, because guess what? You're never going to be perfect, at least not to your standards, Sylvia. So you got to get started, because there is somebody that needs to hear what you have to say right now. There is some hope, some love, some compassion that you need to start giving right now. And you can start exactly where you are. You can keep on developing, because development is something that is never going to end. But you cannot wait for that development to be over. You cannot wait to achieve some sort of destination before getting started. Because there is no such a thing as a destination. There is no such a thing as you're going to feel ready. You're never going to feel ready to get started. And that's why our spirit, which is inhabiting this body, is always pushing, is always like, hello, I'm your soul. I am trying to escape from this cage in which you're keeping me in, because there is no more time to waste keeping this light that you have within yourself. There is no use for it if you keep it within yourself. There is no use for it. You need to spread it. You need to use all the talents that I gave you. This is God talking to me. That I gave you, all the gifts, and work on the abilities that I gave you so that you can help others, assist others, serve others the way that you are meant to. Show up for me, because that's why you are alive on earth. So the experience that I had was very intense, because I woke up in the spirit world and I was convinced that I was dead. And I couldn't come back here. And I had so many regrets, because I was taking life, I was very laid back, I was taking life one day at a time and kind of like waiting for me to feel ready to start doing something for humanity. Thinking, what I'm doing right now, it's way too small compared to all the big things, all the big projects that I have in my mind, all the big things that I could do, and all the big things that I see other people doing. What I'm doing is nothing compared to that. A lot of self-sabotage, a lot of self-doubt. But God was like, that's not how you should be thinking. That's not what you should be saying. That's not how you should be looking at yourself. You need to remember that from the moment in which you are born on earth, you are dying. So you have a timer, literally. And you do not know when that timer is going to go off. When the alarm is going to go off and say, okay, that's it, done. Do you want to show up in front of God and say, hey, wait, I needed more time? And God is like, what do you mean? I gave you all the time that you needed to achieve all the things that I put in your heart. I'm sorry if you didn't get organized and you didn't do all the things that you could have done, if you rejected all the opportunities saying, oh my, I'm sorry, I'm not ready for this. Oh my goodness, no, this, later I'll be ready for that. But right now, I still need to finish reading this book or this course or this mentorship or whatever. I'm sorry, now your time is over, maybe next lifetime. So there is always going to be an excuse. You're either going to be too young or too old or broke with no money, or you work too much so you don't have the time. There's always going to be an excuse. But what's wonderful is when we show up no matter what. When we show up no matter what our mind is telling us, no matter what our mind is trying to convince us of, no matter what our mind makes us think of ourselves, we show up because there is a bigger reason as to why we're here, and we feel it in our heart. We feel that there is a bigger purpose. There is something bigger that we can contribute to. And we can discover that something bigger only by showing up, even when it's super uncomfortable. What I can assure you, this is a guarantee, is that if you show up and you keep on showing up, there are going to be rewards. There are rewards for your soul that cannot be described or expressed through words. However, those are the most beautiful rewards that I believe we can experience as humans or as spirits in a human body. So God is asking you today, right now, to remember not to take today for granted, to show up when you're presented with an opportunity, to acknowledge that opportunity as a possibility to discover something else about yourself and how else you can be of service to humanity, to the world. No matter how small you think that your service is, for somebody it can mean the world. So please do yourself and this person, these people, a favor, because they are waiting for you. They are waiting to see you stepping into your power so that they can be inspired by you showing up for yourself, by you stepping into your mission, by you stepping into your light, and finally align with your purpose once and for all and surrender to the greater will, to the greater plan that God, that your spirit, together with God, have in store for you. Don't wait for somebody to take control of your car and of the steering wheel of your life while you are in the passenger seat. You are the one that is supposed to be the co-creator of your life. You are the one that is called to act. You are the one that has the power to take all the small uncomfortable actions that are required for you to fully use this lifetime the way that you are meant to fully use the physical vessel that you have been gifted, that you have been given the way that you are meant to. You just didn't come to earth because you wanted to go on holiday. You consciously took a decision to come back here for reasons that are known to your spirit. So go back to your spirit and ask, what are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Show me and I'll do it. I promise that this time I'm not going to reject the opportunities that have been presented to me. Reflect on all the things that have happened to you in the past week or in the past 2 weeks. All the opportunities that have been presented to you that you said no to because of the fact that you were closed. Open up. Open up. If you open up, you're going to actually speed up the process. And you're actually finally going to feel fulfilled. We can only feel fulfilled when we feel that we are living our purpose. And our purpose, guess what? Keeps on transforming, unfolding, and revealing itself while we are moving. That is so much that we are supposed to be doing here. Some people tell me, I would love to show up, but I don't have your confidence, or I don't have confidence. Do you think that I was born with confidence? Do you think that people in general are born with confidence? Confidence is something you create. How do you create confidence? By showing up every time. Even when you fall, you get back up. You're not afraid of falling because you know that falling or failing is part of the learning process. And we need to take our ego and put it outside of the equation, because our ego is going to tell us, oh my goodness, I'm too afraid of falling, to the point that I don't even want to get started. That's why we need to put it on the side and say, all right, well, I know that I'm going to fall anyways, so I prefer to fall and fall big by showing up rather than remaining a coward and not showing up. Create your confidence by showing up.